Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to look at quadratic equations and look at the questions in paper 2 for grade 12 exams. So in 2016, the question came under question 1b. It says solve the equation x squared plus 2x equals 7, giving your answers correct to two decimal places. So the equation is x squared plus 2x equals 7. Quadratic equations, the standard formula is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, so quadratic equations are equated to 0 like that. That's the standard form. So we need to rewrite the equation we are given in standard form. And by that I mean we need to equate the equation to 0. So this 7 has to come to the left side. And we'll do that by adding the additive inverse of 7. So the additive inverse of 7 is negative 7. This will give us x squared plus 2x minus 7 equals 0. I said we need to add the additive inverse of 7. The additive inverse of 7 is negative 7. So if you add negative 7 to both sides, you come up with this equation. Okay, the next thing is for you to bring the quadratic formula. This is paper 2, and the questions that they bring easily solved using the quadratic formula. It is given at the first on the first page of the paper. So there's a page for formulae, and the quadratic formula is there, or you can simply master it. So the formula is x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so this 2a is dividing everything on top there. It's not just the terms we have under the square root, but everything including negative b. Okay, so this is the formula. If you look at it, we have a, we have b, and c there, and the standard formula for a quadratic equation has got a, b, and c. So all you need is to compare this to the equation you have and be able to identify a, b, and c. So looking at the equation we have, a, the coefficient of x squared in our equation is 1. Then b, the coefficient of x in our equation is 2. Then we have the constant, which is c, and in our equation c is negative 7. So after identifying those figures, you can now substitute the letters we have here, the variables we have in the formula with those figures. So we have this negative, then we are saying b is 2. In this case, b is positive, so it will just be like that. If it was negative, I was going to have this negative here, and then in brackets I would have negative 2. But here we have positive 2, so it's going to be like that. Then plus or minus square root of b is 2, and this time this 2 is squared, minus 4 times a is 1. There, a is 1. Then times c, which is negative 7. Everything divided by 2 times 1, which is the coefficient of x squared. Okay, next we can evaluate. Negative times positive 2 will give us negative 2, plus or minus square root. 2 squared means we multiply 2 twice. Okay, so it will be 2 times 2, giving us 4. Then we have negative 4 times positive 1, giving us negative 4, times negative 7, giving us positive 28. So be very careful with the signs there. Okay, we have a negative here, we have positive, we have negative. So we have negative times positive giving us negative, negative times negative giving us positive. If 1 and 7 were positive, then we're going to have a minus here. But since we have a minus here, we have a minus there, and a positive we'll end up with a positive. So because negative times negative is positive, then everything divided by 2 times 1, which is 2. Next, we have negative 2 plus or minus 4 plus 28 will give us 32. Then everything divided by 2. Okay, so here we're going to use the signs separately now. Okay, we've been coming with plus or minus from the top, but we can separate them now, where we'll have x equals negative 2 plus square root of 32 divided by 2, or x will be equal to negative 2 minus square root of 32, everything divided by 2. So we're going to have 2 answers. Okay, so solving this one, we're going to have negative 2 plus square root of 32. So this question is in paper 2, and in paper 2 graduates are allowed to use calculators. So simply go to your calculator, find the square root of 32. So the square root of 32 is simply 5.6568542449. Okay, and then everything divided by 2. Okay, next we need to evaluate negative 2 and the square root of 32. So negative 2 plus 5.6568542449 will give us a positive number. Okay, we are dealing with two integers with different signs. One is negative, the other one is positive. So if you have that scenario, then you need to subtract the figures, and then the answer gets the sign of the bigger number. So 5 is bigger than 2 here, and 5 is positive, so the answer is going to be positive. Simply say 5.6568542449 minus 2, and that's giving us 3. It's going to give us 3.6568542449 divided by 2. Okay, again, this is paper 2, so you can use a calculator. Just key in negative 2 plus 5.65, then you get your answer, which is 3.6568542449. Okay, so dividing this number by 2, we are getting 1.82842725. Okay, so when we use addition, x is this. Then in the instruction, when you read the question, it says you need to give your answer to 2 decimal places. So to 2 decimal places means you need to have 2 figures after the point, so you need to round off. Okay, so rounding off, we have 1 point, 2 decimal places will find me here, because I'll have 1 decimal place, then 2 decimal places. So I need to end here. Now I'll have to look at the next number to where I'm ending. So the next number is 8, and 8 is above 5. That means I can get a 1 from this 8 and add it to 2. So I'll have 1.8, then 2 plus 1 from 8 will give me 3. So this is the answer given to 2 decimal places. If this 8 was below 5, then the answer was going to be 1.82. But since it's above 5, I can get a 1 from 8 and add it to 2 for me to have 3. Using minus, so we have negative 2 minus square root of 32. We've already found square root of 32 here, so we can simply say negative 2 minus, we use what we found here, which is 5.6568542449. everything divided by 2. Okay, so the only difference here is that we are subtracting and not adding here. Okay, so evaluating what we have on top, we have -2 and -5. This time we are dealing with integers with the same sign. They are both negative, so we are going to add. Even if they were positive, if they were both positive, we're going to add because they have the same sign. And then the answer gets the sign you're dealing with. So this time we're dealing with negative, meaning the answer is going to be negative. Simply add, and then the answer will be negative. Okay, so we are saying -2 minus 5. You can add 2 plus 5 will give you 7. Then we have 0.6568542449. I said the sign we are dealing with here is negative, meaning the answer is going to be negative. Then everything divided by 2. So we said -2 minus 5.6568542449. So the answer is that. Then we need to divide by +2. Divided by +2, the answer is -3.82842712.5. Okay, so the answer is negative because we are dividing a negative and a positive. Negative divided by positive is negative. 7 divided by 2 will give us this. Again, we need to give our answer correct to 2 decimal places. So we have -3 point. To 2 decimal places, we need to end on 2. We will do the same thing. So the next number is above 5. Get 1 from 8, add it to 2, giving us 8, then 3. So the answer is -3.883. So x is equal to 1.83, or x is equal to -3.83. Then you get your 5 marks. 2017, solve the equation 2x squared minus 6 equals 2x squared equals 6x plus 3, giving your answers correct to 2 decimal places. So this time we are dealing with 2x squared equals 6x plus 3. Okay, so you can pause the video and try to solve it following the steps in the previous video. Okay, so we need to rewrite this equation into quadratic equation standard. Okay, we need to equate it to 0. So rewriting it, we'll have 2x squared. We need to bring this side. So 6x becomes minus 6x, then 3 also, additive inverse of +3 is -3, then equals 0. Okay, so we've written the equation. Then we need to identify the value of a, b, and c. So our a is 2, the coefficient of x squared. Our b is -6, coefficient of x. Then the constant c is -3. Okay, being paper 2, we can use the quadratic formula. X equals -b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. everything over 2a. Substituting, we have negative, then our b is negative. Okay, please don't forget about this negative or that one. So we have a negative in the formula, then our b is also negative, so write it that way. And plus or minus square root of b, which is negative 6, squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times negative 3, like that, over 2 times 2. Okay, 2 times 2, like that. Evaluating, we have negative times negative 6, giving us positive 6. Okay, plus or minus square root of negative 6 times negative 6 will give us positive 36. Okay, this means 6 has to multiply itself twice, 6 times 6. So it will be negative 6 times negative 6, giving us positive 36. Then negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 3 will give us positive 24. Okay, negative 24. Then over 2 times 2, which is 4. Next, we have 6 plus or minus square root of 36 plus 24 will give us 6 plus 4 is 10, carry 1, 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1, 60. So square root of 60 over 4. Okay, again, we can separate them. We need x to be 6 plus square root of 60 divided by 4, or x should be equal to 6 minus square root of 60 divided by 4. So we need to find the square root of 60. Use a calculator, it's paper 2. So square root of 60 is 7.74. Okay, so we have 7.7459666692, everything over 4. Okay, next we can add 6 plus 7.74596666. We're going to have 7 plus 6 is simply 13. So we have 13.7459666692 divided by 4. And we divide that, this will plus 6. When we divide that by 4, we have 3.43649167. Rounding off to 2 decimal places, we'll have 3.4. We need to end here. The next number is above 5, so get 1 and add it to 3, giving us 4. So it will be 3.44. Or when we use minus, we'll have 6 minus square root of 60. We found it here, 7.7459666692 divided by 4. Okay, so this time we are subtracting. So we have square root of 60, that one. Okay, I can simply say 6 minus square root of 60. So I have negative 1.7459666692 divided by 4. So dividing this by 4, we have negative 0.436491673, giving the answer correct to 2 decimal places. I have negative 0.4. I need to end here. 6 is above 5, so get a 1, add it to 3, giving us 4. Therefore, x is equal to 3.44, or x is equal to negative 0.44. Those are the answers. 2018 GCE. Solve the equation x squared minus 4x minus 2 equals 0, giving your answers correct to 2 decimal. 2018 GCE, we have x squared minus 4x minus 2 equals 0. So this one is already in the standard form. Okay, so the data we have is that a is 1, b is negative 4, and c is negative 2. A, coefficient of x squared, b, coefficient of x, then c is negative 2. The formula, we have x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything over 2a. Okay, substituting, we'll have negative 4, negative from there, then b is negative, plus or minus square root of negative 4 squared minus 4 times a is 1, c is negative 2, everything over 2 times 1. So negative times negative is positive 4, plus or minus square root of negative 4 times negative 4 will give us 16. Then negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. Positive 8. Everything over 2 times 1, which is 2, equals 4 plus or minus 16 plus 8 is 24. 16 plus 8 is 24. Okay, everything over 2. So we can separate them. We need x to be 4 plus square root of 24 divided by 2, or x should be equal to 4 minus square root of 24 divided by 2. Okay, equals 4 plus square root of 24. Use your calculator. Square root of 24 is 4.8989799486 divided by 2. Okay, so both numbers here are positive. So we're simply going to add 4 plus 4.8989799486 will give us 8.8989799486 divided by 2. So this number divided by 2 will give us 4.449489743. Writing into 2 decimal places, we'll have 4.4. I need to end here. This is 9 above 5, so get a 1, add to 4, giving us 5. like that. Or when we use subtraction, we have 4 minus square root of 24. We found it here. It's 4.89897948 over 2. So this time we are subtracting. Okay, so we are subtracting the square root of 24 4 minus square root of 24 to give us negative 0.89897948 divided by 2. So this divided by 2 is giving us negative 0.449489742, giving the answer correct to 2 decimal places. We'll have negative 0.45. So x is equal to 4.45, or x is equal to negative 0.45. 2019 says solve the equation p squared minus p equals 4, giving your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So for 2019, the equation is p squared minus p equals 4. Okay, so we need to rewrite it to the standard form. Okay, so rewriting it, we'll have p squared minus p minus 4 equals 0. Additive inverse of positive 4 is negative 4. When you add it to both sides, you end up with this. The data we have is that a is coefficient of p squared is 1. Coefficient of p is negative 1. Then constant c is negative 4. Okay, so using paper 2, we use the quadratic formula, which is x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac everything over 2a. Substituting, we'll have negative, then our b is also negative, which is negative 1, plus or minus square root negative 1 squared minus 4. A is positive 1, then c is negative 4 over 2 times 1. Okay. Okay, so evaluating, we have negative times negative 1 giving us positive 1, plus or minus square root negative 1 times negative 1 will give us positive 1. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 times negative 4 give us positive 16. Everything over 2 equals 1 plus or minus 16 plus 1 is 17 over 2. X is equal to 1 plus square root of 17 divided by 2, or x is equal to 1 minus square root of 17 divided by 2. Okay, so evaluating, we have 1 plus square root of 17. Square root of 17 is 4.123105626. everything over 2. 1 plus the square root of 17 will give us 5.123105626 divided by 2. Okay, when we divide by 2, the answer is 2.561552813. Giving the answer correct to 2 decimal places, we have 2.5. We need to end here. 1 is below 5, so we'll just get 6 the way it is, like that. Or when we subtract, we're going to have 1 minus square root of 17, which is 4.123105626, everything divided by 2. Okay, everything divided by 2, so we have 1 minus square root of 17 giving us negative 3.123105626 divided by 2. Okay, when we divide by 2, we have negative 1.5615522813. Giving the answer to 2 decimal places, we have negative 1.56. The number next to 6 is less than 5, so we get 6 the way it is. Therefore, x is equal to 2.56, or x is equal to negative 1.56. 2020 quadratic equations came under question 3a. Solve the equation x squared minus x minus 19 equals 0, giving your answers correct to 2 decimal places. So 2020, the equation is x squared minus x minus 19 equals 0. Okay, so this one is already in standard form. All we need to do is to identify the variables. So a is 1, coefficient of x squared is 1, b is negative 1. The coefficient of x in this equation is negative 1. C is negative 19. Okay, so the formula x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything divided by 2a, equals negative b is negative 1 plus or minus square root b is negative 1, we square it, minus 4 times positive 1 times negative 19, everything divided by 2 times 1. Okay, so evaluating, we have negative times negative 1, giving us positive 1 plus or minus square root. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 times 19. Negative 19, it will give us 4 times 19 is 76. So we have negative times positive giving us negative. Negative times negative is positive. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 19 is 76. Divided by 2 times 1, which is 2. Okay. Next we have 1 plus or minus 76 plus 1 is 77 divided by 2. So x is equal to 1 plus square root of 77 divided by 2, or x is equal to 1 minus square root of 77 divided by 2. 1 plus square root of 77, square root of 77 is 8.7774964387, everything divided by 2. Okay, so this time we're adding. Simply add 1 to the square root of 77 and we'll get 9.774964,387, everything divided by 2. Okay, so we have that number divided by 2. We have 4.887482,194. Okay, 194. Giving the answer to 2 decimal places, we have 4.8. We have to end here. The next number is above 5. Get 1 add there, giving us 9. Like that. Or when we subtract, we have 1 minus square root of 77, which is 8.774964,387. So everything divided by 2. This time we are subtracting. So 1 minus square root of 777 will give us negative 7.774964,387 divided by 2. So this number divided by 2, we have negative 3.887482,194. Writing to 2 decimal places, negative 3.89. We need to end here. 7 is above 5, so we get 1. Therefore, x is equal to 4.89 or negative 3.89. 2021, we have the question came under for question 4a. Solve the equation 2x squared minus 13x plus 14 equals 0. So the equation is 2x squared minus 13x plus 14 equals 0. Again, this equation is already in standard form. So A is 2, B is negative 13, C is 14. The formula x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a equals, substituting, we have negative, b is negative 13 plus or minus square root negative 13 squared minus 4 times 2 times 14. Okay, then everything 2 times 2. Okay. Evaluating negatives and negative give us positive 13 plus or minus square root of negative 13 times negative 13 will give us negative 13 times negative 13. Negative 13 is positive 169. So positive 169. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 times 14 is 112. Okay, so we have minus 112. Everything divided by 2 times 2, which is 4. Negative 13 times negative 13 is 169. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 times 14 is negative 112. Okay, so we have 13 plus or minus square root 169 minus 112 will give us 9 minus 2 is 7, 6 minus 1 is 5, 1 minus 1 is 0, so it will give us 57 over 4. Okay, so x is 13 plus square root of 57 divided by 4, or x is equal to 13 minus square root of 57 divided by 4. 13 plus square root of 57, square root of 57 is 7.549834435. So we have 7.549834435. Everything divided by 4. Okay, so we have 13 plus the square root of 57, giving us 20.54983444. Okay, divided by 4. So when we divide by 4, we have 5.5137458,609. Giving the answer to 2 decimal places, we have 5.14. Get a 1 at there. Okay, then when we subtract, we have 13 minus square root of 54, which is 7.549834435 divided by 4. Okay, so subtracting, we have 13 minus square root of 57, giving us 5.4501655565. Okay, divided by 4. When we divide by 4, we get 1.362541,391. Giving the answer to two decimal places, we have 1.36. We end there. 2 is less than 5, so we just get 6 the way it is. Therefore, x is 5.14, or x is 1.36. Okay, so that's it. We've looked at the questions from 2016 up to 2021 under quadratic equations. Since it's paper 2, all you need is the quadratic formula. Then you identify the coefficient of x squared, x, and the constant c, which is a, b, and c. See you next time.